So all those people should shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yes.
Some lights.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe not again.
And by the way, you know who you are.
You know, as soon as you add dicks to it, you ruin the whole flow of it.
Bro, we love talking about dicks.
Yeah,
dude.
see, I actually heavily disagree with you.
Really?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of girth in the subject matter that is cock.
Why start in the dick sand? That's something to climb into and then get out of later.
Bad start. Welcome back to Impaulsive, the #1 dick in the podcast in the world. Here we are, we're back. I'm not in the mood. Boys, I'm not in the fucking mood.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you right now.
What's wrong?
I'm a little lethargic today.
Yep.
That's all.
You've been tenderizing that meat of yours a lot lately.
Actually, here's why.
You've been beating it.
Because because my masturbatory levels have been higher than usual.
Yeah.
But maybe because, okay, so I had an epiphany. I had found myself getting a bit angrier than usual during the day.
I've been on the receiving end of it.
Yeah, right? So yeah, you experience it. And so something's clearly off.
Yeah.
And the only thing I've changed in my 25 years of existence on this planet is the motherfucking ganja plant. That good kush. Mary Jane, my friend. It's the only thing I've changed during this quarantine. And I think it's finally affecting me. I think I've hit my weed cap. Remember, I've been joking, like, yo, I'm a pothead, and I wanted to experiment with it was smoking and see what it did to me, see how I react, if I like it, if I don't. It was cool, had some benefits, but it appears that it may be affecting me negatively now. And so I stopped. And I think I might be going through weed withdrawals.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh at that. Just as someone who's going through actual withdrawals. They do exist.
Yeah.
They do exist. Weed withdrawals do exist. Me and him had this conversation about this the other day. And, you know, he was like, I've been feeling like these certain feelings, whether it be anxiety or frustration or anger or whatever.
Just mood swings.
And I said, this is unlike you. You are the most headstrong individual I've ever met in my entire life. You've never been able to relate to me on any of my issues because you don't have them. And now that you have them, I started doing some contact tracing. I started doing my investigative work.
Yep.
And the one thing I found was, it's hard to imagine, when you add in a drug that is meant to change the chemical makeup of your brain, and then you start experiencing symptoms of the makeup of the chemical balance of your brain happening, it's almost like those two are just right next to each other, dude. It's just an easy... And listen, I'm not knocking weed. Relatively safe drug. You got to use it responsibly, and you have to be the right person for it. But I think Logan might be starting to feel some of those psychological withdrawals.
It's all started to add up.
I think so. And I don't like it. I don't like the idea of being codependent on anything. There was coffee even. I've been not drinking coffee these past 2 days because I would notice when I smoke weed, I got up a little groggy. In order to get rid of the grogginess, I drink coffee. So now I'm in this fucking weird ass cycle and I don't like it. And so right now you may be experiencing, you know, the version of me that is returning to the normal sociopath.
Little extra sad.
Such a crazy topic though, because it's such like JV type shit compared to like actual and people watching this are gonna be like, that's not true, weed doesn't do that kind of stuff, but it surely has an effect, and not only the effect of you stopping it, but I started to notice that you would just be like, damn man, like I think I'll just go downstairs and smoke some weed. I'm like, do you really want to tonight? And you're just like, I want to relax, man. And you started like using it as like a crutch.
For sure.
Which is just a telltale sign. You got to be careful with it. It's a drug like any other drug. It can have the same kind of effects on you.
And in general, I know this about myself. I don't mix well with drugs. Logan Paul does not mix well with drugs. There's a fact I know about myself. And I did the thing and now we're here. But dude, I had a crippling anxiety attack the other night. I've never had that in my life.
I can't believe that. Yeah,
25 years
crippling. Dude, I didn't see any of this.
He wasn't here. He was back in Vegas.
Bad. Bad. Poor Josie. Fucking rehabilitated me, resuscitated me back to life. Thank God she was there. It was bad, dude.
Well, what started it?
My mind was racing with thoughts that just bad thoughts, dude. And like real unhealthy. And I told Josie, I was like, yo, this is something's wrong. Something is off with me. This does not happen to you, know me.
Did you smoke that day?
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. I don't think so. I think that may have been
the night before, because also you were partying a little bit too. And I did tell him that hangover is a culprit for that kind of action too. But something tells me that his massive increase over, year over year on the amount of weed that he's been intaking is probably a good,
and
is the contributor that I think it is,
I blame quarantine.
Are you just losing your mind?
Well, mind you, I only started at the beginning of the quarantine. Just like everyone else, I was fucking bored. Like, quarantine sucks. You're stuck in your home. I might as well smoke, right? Okay, I did. And now I'm finding it may not be the best thing for me. It's cool for everyone who smokes. Like, I get it. Just make sure you monitor yourself. That's the one thing I'm good at. One thing you guys are actually good at holding me accountable. The other night, I was thinking about it. You're like, nah, you should take a break for a bit. Like, that one sentence, one sentence spurred me into what is now my dry streak. Like, you helped me immensely.
Yeah, weed heads will acknowledge that too. Like, they're not, they're the first people to say, yo, just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. They're very understanding, and not everybody. I personally can't smoke weed. It fires up all those thoughts. It gives me anxiety. Even an indica strain that's meant to put me to sleep, for some reason I just don't tolerate it well. And so
moderation is also a thing I'm not so good at. I'm zero.
Maxing out every single night as much as you possibly can.
No bueno.
Speaking of no bueno,
I
hate to be the one to say it because I took some heat in the comments. It was perfect timing on the last episode, but we got some fake news. Not fake news. Fake news.
Potentially
the noose that was found in Bubba Wallace's garage, according to an FBI investigation, had been there since 2019. And there would have been no way for someone to have known that he would be getting that garage. And so this has become a massive, massive news story over the past 24 hours. Yeah. The noose was, at least what we're hearing now, found out to be a classic garage hang that you would pull a garage door down with.
Supposedly.
And
because I saw the picture.
Yeah.
And this
was
it.
Oh, I screenshotted it.
It was interesting because I saw it and definitely looks like a noose, like a little tiny noose. Like someone who may have been trying to fuck with Bubba Wallace came in, tied it up real quick and ran away. But maybe not. Maybe it is a garage pool.
Well, or the person knew how to tie a knot and they happened to tie that one.
But that's the thing, bro. I've like any other person who's dealt with mechanics, motorized vehicles, and garages their entire life, like a garage pool is a thing. It does exist.
Yeah.
I've never seen a garage pool in that shape.
Sure.
So there's video evidence from this FBI investigation that noose was actually in garage number 4 at that speedway since October 2019. That said, if Bubba Wallace thought it was a fucking noose and misspoke, his anger or sadness or being scared about it or upset about it is warranted.
Yeah, for sure.
And NASCAR did a great job handling it. The drivers rallied behind Bubba Wallace, and so of course the people who subscribe to fake news are using this as a way to stick Bubba Wallace with Jussie Smollett. Smollett, and turn this into a massive fake news situation, when in reality it could have been a miscommunication. Listen, no movement is going to be perfect. If one side has one mess up, I think people should not go and call them out for it. The only time I think movements deserve to be called out is when they're wrong every single fucking day, which we know there's a couple of those going on right now where they just lie 24/7. Those movements should be called out. And, I think there should be more of an investigation. We'll get to the bottom of it. But, like there's newscasters that are taking heat now for speaking out in support of Bubba. And it's just a big old mess.
Good. Like, we still support Bubba in the Black Lives Matter movement. Like, although it may potentially have been in error, like a misidentified rope, we still support the fucking movement to the T, and I don't mind it. Like, it was beautiful. Walking down the track with the whole entire NASCAR group following him, it was awesome.
If it took an accident to make that gesture happen, I think it's good. I mean, they still walked in solidarity. It was beautiful.
Exactly. What's not good is like the Jussie Smollett thing.
Sure.
Like fuck that
Can't
guy.
cry wolf.
Of course, but it sucks now to see it, kind of slightly at least invalidated by how it came to be, and so people only talk about the bad, and that's like the biggest story of the news cycle that we live in is people love to focus on the negatives, we'll follow it, but evidently the guy that I had hoped to fall down the stairs is off the hook. He's off the hook. You don't have to fall down the stairs anymore now.
Bubba Wallace says been an emotional few days. First off, I want to say how relieved I am that the investigation revealed that this wasn't what we feared it was. I want to thank my team, NASCAR, and the FBI for acting swiftly and treating this as a real threat. I think we'll gladly take a little embarrassment over what the alternatives could have been. Make no mistake, though some will try, this should not detract from the show of unity we had on Monday and the progress we've made as a sport to be more welcoming environment for all of us. So pretty much exactly what we said. So, all right, cool. All right, well, so here we are. We have a guest today. Very special woman in my life. I love her a lot, more than any woman actually ever. Probably because she birthed me. Came right out of her stomach because I was a C-section. I was a little troublemaking bitch from day one. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to bring in my sweet, sweet, beloved mother. Good morning, Pamela.
Oh, she's going the reverse route. Alex Jones route. We got an Alex Jones route.
Hi, Pam.
All right, Ma. We love you.
Wait, a high five?
Oh.
You're gonna kiss my cheek?
Oh, maybe some lights for that.
Some parents and kids kiss on the lips. We never been like that. She tried. She fucking tried. You've tried, Ma.
I will try again.
No. What? Come on. Y'all have to admit that's weird. Like when you see Tom Brady kissing his kid on the mouth, this is a little. That's not for me.
I'm not a fan of it.
I'm not.
I mean, look how much heat Joe Biden gets.
I love you so much, Mom. I'm never kissing you on the mouth.
Oh my god.
Well, now I feel bad, but also I'm not a fucking weirdo. So
I get it. I don't know why I do that.
I'll
Maybe
tell you
because
why.
My parent.
Your whole
Like my
family
dad?
does it.
Yeah, okay.
I've witnessed you kiss all your cousins on the mouth.
Yeah, I do.
You know,
I'm just a kisser.
your friends, and I'm just that ain't me.
Pam, kiss that mic. Kiss that mic. Get close to it. No, don't not actually. Just stay close to it so we can hear you.
I know what these things have been through. I watch Impulsive.
Every
That's
episode.
good.
Every episode except for the recent one you did because I was here and I just didn't have time.
Do you enjoy the show?
I do.
Is there ever times where you're like, damn, what has happened with my son's life? How did he end up on this show talking about dicks?
That's one of the subjects like that gets me like going
Riled
a little bit
up?
is like,
Yeah, like-
constant talk about
Dick's hand.
dicks.
We call it the dick sand because we get stuck in it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
It started there today.
Yeah, it's our fault. And
Yeah.
look, we're even back here.
I
as we
blame
speak.
these two though. I don't blame Mac.
What do you mean?
It's not
He's
Mac's
obsessed with
That's right.
peen.
Well, he doesn't show that. You do.
Pam, do you think that you could look any more like a mom if you try? You were the most mom-looking mom I've ever, and I mean that in the most respectful
Like, what
and
does
honoring
that
way. I
mean?
don't know. It's something about your demeanor. Your hello, everybody. It's me, Pam. Logan's mom.
Do I really
like?
have that accent?
Well, you know, the thing is, it's a very challenging accent to nail down. But you know,
It's the Ohio accent. Apparently, we have a little twang with our A's.
Okay.
Challenge, talent.
I could see that.
You know.
But that's not a mom thing. That's an Ohio.
well, I don't know what it is exactly. To be honest, with you.
Now you're talking like you're from
I
Mississippi.
just think if you like
Minnesota,
look in the
Minnesota.
dictionary, if you look in the dictionary, and there's the word mom, there's probably a picture of you.
Yes.
Right next to it.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. You're a great mom.
And because of how like loving, supportive, like you have all those very momish, like you're not Amish, you're momish.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you're momish.
When you were in high school, did you think, wow, I'm gonna be a great mom, or were you just trying
Not ever.
you're trying to be a teenager girl doing gymnastics?
I was trying to be an athlete.
Yeah.
I never thought about marriage or being a mom.
We made an interesting choice with the marriage. I gotta say, I'm glad.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
you came out,
Yep.
Jake.
Yep. But you were an athlete in
pretty
high
good.
school. You were an athlete in high
What's
school.
that look?
I said that's pretty good.
You're like, huh? Yes, I was.
Is that where Jake got it from? I would say me, but I lost my fight. So
Okay, one fight does not constitute being a bad athlete. You had a bad break.
I had the top.
I didn't lose 2 fights. All right, easy, Andre.
That's right.
I'm 0-1-1.
And by the way, I'm pretty sure you won both fights.
Oh wow!
Clip it, bread
Here it
batch.
goes.
Clip it, bread batch.
So
Clip it
there.
up.
See?
All right,
Thank you, Milton. Thanks for
Woulda,
backing
shoulda,
me up.
coulda. You can't change your past. You can't even change your future because it didn't happen yet.
Hit
Right.
fist me.
What do you hear?
Yes.
Don't fist me. I'm Pam. I'm so sorry.
But yes, to answer your question, that is, I think, why you and Jake are good athletes.
Really?
Not just me, your family, the generations before me.
So tell me about.
like, I
it.
didn't just become an athlete. Like,
Yeah, but growing up, I remember I loved running.
oh,
I felt so fast.
Yeah.
And I remember telling you, I was like, Mom, I think I have like a thing. I was like 5,
Yeah.
6. I was like, I think I'm fast. When me and Mac would race in the playground.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
turns out what Grandpa Spike, rest in peace, it was
Grandpa Spike and his dad, Grandpa Rib. Uncle Dave was very fast.
Sorry, was that Grandpa Rib?
Well, yeah, his real name was Wilbur,
Oh yeah.
and the middle initial was R. Don't ask me where they came. Rib. Somebody could explain
I have
that in the family, but
I have the same thing with my auntie Clavicle. So I completely understand where you're coming from here.
okay. But anyway, so
Pam, who's your favorite kid? I'm so
it
sorry.
had it was going to be asked.
It's a question that came in from Twitter. It's the main question.
Yeah.
And
Wait, Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
you're
an
watching
app.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Social media platform.
Okay, but who is my favorite kid? Milton.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
No.
Barely any resemblance.
Yeah. Yeah. Mac is my favorite.
All right, I'm sorry. You don't have to answer that. Go back. You're,
No,
you're
I
an
love
athlete.
both my boys.
But surely you lean towards Jake a little more. Admit it.
No, I surely don't.
Admit it.
No,
You always have.
he's the baby, so I feel like sometimes it seems like that, and he needs more support and emotion in that, and so I feel like that's why you perceive that.
Okay.
You have never needed, like, that's not really true. I mean, obviously you need mother love and stuff, but
Yeah.
motherly love, but it's different with you. You're not as emotional.
He's a sociopath.
You're not. He's
I
not
mean,
a
Pam,
sociopath.
let's call a spade a spade. The kid doesn't need. He's a brick wall as a human.
Not anymore.
No, you're really loosened up, becoming more loving and thoughtful.
Yeah.
But so maybe now, you'll need my support more because I think you have grown a lot in the last few years over that.
What about you, Ma?
What about me?
Has it been hard to go from regular Ohio mother to the mom of two of the most controversial social media stars on the planet?
I try not to think about it.
But it's
You
just the
know,
reality of the
It's
situation.
just
It's
what
got to
it
be
is.
stressful.
A lot of people ask me that question, and it's just what it evolved to. Like, you and Jake were always destined to be something big. I think that was my thought. I don't say it or express it. It was just a feeling, but I didn't know it would be like this, obviously. But I knew that you would do something amazing, and it just evolved into this. The part that's hard is the negativity and all the hate and all the everything you do is in the spotlight, and then you get really, really beat down for it, and that's the hard part as a mom. Because look, every single person out there, all the haters, all the people that are after you and Jake for everything you do wrong, are not perfect people. And as soon as they're perfect, then they can, complain about you. But they're not. So they need to just shut their trap.
A lot of that, I've seen a lot of that.
That was the nice way of saying what I really want to say.
Would you ever swear on Impulsive?
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
See if we can get that out of you.
So all those people should shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Some lights.
Yeah.
Maybe not again.
And by the way, you know who you are.
Oh, calling out Tifu.
Tifu?
No, I'm so sorry.
I
I
don't
took
even
a
know
guess.
who Tifu.
Yeah.
Isn't he a gamer?
I just took a guess.
Yeah, he's my twin.
Oh.
Got yoked recently.
Yeah, let's pull that up. That's why I said that. I think
No, very impressive.
Yeah. just like sideline.
So what happened? Tifu been working out, and he put a side by side on his Twitter today. He's one of the best gamers in the world, Ma.
Wow.
Look at this.
He
Look at
is
the
your
gains.
twin.
Yeah,
What
he's
the?
him. He's Logan.
Could you spot the difference if me and Tifu were in a room standing next to each other?
I could, but if you really glanced really quickly,
Yeah.
people, I'm sure he's been mistaken for you. If you and Jake are mistaken for each other, that could definitely happen.
Mike, you pointed something out to me earlier, and I hate to.
I'll fucking say it, dude. He's not training chest.
Just Tifu, you got to get on
He's
the
not
bench
training
press.
chest. He's training. It's almost like he's doing barbell curls all day long.
Well, you see
All
when he
fucking
when
day
What other
long.
workouts are there?
That's the only workout you don't do.
I was
then
about to say.
I don't want to be a fucking a baked potato telling you this because I am. Who am I to give advice on it? But I will say, biceps is a vanity workout. People should be training fucking chest, quads. We don't struggle with undeveloped muscle, Jay-Z once said.
Yeah.
You focus on the fucking core, bro, and the rest follows. That said, the kid's arms are fucking boa
Massive.
constricted.
Who knew? Who knew? I wonder if this helps or affects his gaming in any way.
Ooh.
Probably not, right?
He's probably sharper.
I don't
Just
know.
more,
I don't think it
Because all right, so one thing I found is when you get a little bit more mass in the arms, I feel like your mobility kind of slows down a little bit because you've got more mass.
What I'm
to
saying.
move.
That's what I'm saying.
So he's got to move that mouse around fast, and he probably. I mean, he's almost at can't wipe his ass level with these fucking things.
Oh my god!
Yo, he's
How's he
definitely
gonna
training
fucking-
fast twitch muscles though. So he's definitely got.
Yo,
some
here's the other thing about
like-
Tifu.
speed. Yeah.
Like
When
training like that.
When I ran into him in Miami, one thing I noticed, I don't know if everyone knows this, the kid's fucking big.
Yeah.
6'2", same height as me, big kid. And I remember we were partying, drinking a little bit, and I was like getting along with him. I was like, you know what I like about you, bro? You're a gamer, but you're not like a geek. Like you're cool as fuck. You get along with people. You come out to the club, you party. And he goes, yeah, bro, I'm not a fucking geek. and now I really believe it.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, it's uncanny the resemblance between you two. You know, you two look alike. You got the body build now, the gaming past, current cop. It's just like the.
Wait, Logan wasn't a gamer.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
The gaming was the one thing that stood out in that statement too. Okay, yeah, no problem.
Well.
Oh,
Anyway.
Anyways,
Okay.
a little awkward there. No, so Pam, back to you being a mom.
Yeah, like I never, like, what else would I look like?
Well, hold on. Were there any seeds you think you planted during parenthood that may have contributed to what happened with Jake and I? Just the way we developed our like extremely optimistic mindset.
Yeah.
And what were they?
They were what I learned as a child from my dad is you have to manifest and see and believe and repeat and listen and hear it in your head, all the things that you want to happen. My dad literally gave me, tapes. What are those 8 cassette tapes or whatever in the day when I was a gymnast. And he gave them to me and I listened to them over and over and over. And I remember giving it to you once. You and Jake had a big wrestling match coming up. And I gave it to you, and you listened to it, and literally you both killed it. I mean, you definitely came in first. Yeah.
Nope.
What?
I lost that tournament.
No, you didn't.
I did. Jimmy Emerson, Avon Lake. I lost 2nd place.
Shout out Jim Emerson. Dude.
Yeah, shout out Jimmy. But okay, let me go back because I think you're great. So maybe I said first, but you did well.
Yeah.
You really did well, and I saw a big difference. But the point being is all the positive thinking and all the notes that you would put in your bathroom and stuff has transcended. That's probably it. I didn't do anything else.
So that's actually what I was hoping you were. You did a lot more, obviously. And I also think you're selling yourself short as a gymnast. Can you please give yourself some credentials? Weren't you
Qualify yourself.
No, your team placed first in the state of Ohio gymnastics.
Yeah, so I never even had a formal gymnastics level or lesson in my life, and I just was naturally good at flipping around the bars on the playground and stuff. And we lived out in the country in Pennsylvania and Michigan and stuff. So when we moved to Ohio, they actually had organized sports. Go figure. And so I got on the 7th grade and 8th grade gymnastics team, but it was mostly dancing and stuff. But they saw my potential and they picked me to be the lead, person in this dance routine and with this guy who was a gymnast. So that really, I think, sparked my competitiveness. And then in 9th grade, tried out for the gymnastics team, literally green as green could be. I was this tall and this skinny, had no formal training at all. Learned a back handspring on a couch cushion and made the gymnastics team. And by 10th grade, a few of the high-level gymnasts on my team who went to nationals, when they were 10 and 11, took me under the wing because they saw my potential. And by 10th grade, I went to state. And state in Ohio for gymnastics, it's probably not quite as big of I guess it would be accomplishment as wrestling. But it's a Division I type state.
Yeah.
And so I went and performed my floor routine. I didn't go all around. It was floor routine. And
did you have the things? The things that you
No. The rhythm gymnastics. No.
Ribbons?
No, it wasn't ribbon. It was just strictly floor bars being vault. And we took first that year.
Yeah.
Not to my credit. My credit was making it after being 1 year on a gymnastics team and being chosen to go. And then in 10th grade, we took second. And then in senior year, we took third. And
So you actually got worse
Yeah,
because you were
things
on
just
the
fell
team.
apart.
Right.
Yeah.
I got worse.
That's all right.
Yeah. No, you have people graduating, just like the quarterbacks who go to a
Yeah.
different team.
There's a friend of
seniors
ours
graduate.
in the space that we're in whose mother you went to high school with.
Yeah.
I know you know what I'm talking about. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say who it is.
I do.
But the mom said that you were very popular in high school.
Yeah, I guess so. There were 742 kids in my class, and
She said you were a really good gymnast. Maybe that was why. But mom, I also know you weren't like slutting it around. So like,
Nope.
what made you? Because
No,
were you like a hot girl or?
no, I was average. I think I was.
So humble.
Guys like athletes,
Mm.
like good personalities, friendly, liked to have fun and party and stuff. We didn't.
You party?
Not party, but we go to. We were 8. You could drink when you were 18, so of course we started when we were 16.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they had party. We had parties every weekend in Lakewood. It's Friday, Saturday nights. Party. So I like to have fun, and people like that. And personality sometimes helps looks.
When did you take your first sip of alcohol, Ma?
I was in 9th grade at a gymnastics party, and my gymnastics friends gave me a beer.
Do you remember what kind of beer it was?
It was probably like Miller Lite.
Oh yeah, classic American.
Yeah.
Nice domestic
Yep.
taste.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they were older than I was. So,
But
you know.
but you didn't like it, or because you didn't actually.
No, I liked beer then.
But you didn't send it. Like you have always been a very pristine woman.
Wow, all these compliments.
Yeah, that was great. dude.
I'm very balanced. Let's put it that way.
Like on the balance beam because you're a gymnast.
Well,
or
I
like-
was
makes
terrible
sense.
on the balance beam. That was my worst. Yeah. Let's not talk about the balance beam. Now I'd be great, but yeah,
I noticed your balance was really good when we went on a cute little like tandem bike ride yesterday.
yeah,
And
it was fun.
no offense to Josie, but I told Josie this. I noticed your balance was a little better. It might be because you're smaller.
I just had good balance.
You're compact, but your balance was good.
Well, you used to do that all the time as a kid too. I mean, you probably still have those chops, right?
Totally, and I
Yeah.
could ride no hands, easy,
You could ride the bike with no
No
handlebars.
all
handlebars.
the time.
Wow.
Classic.
No handlebars.
Please don't sue us.
Are we allowed not to see that? No, it had handlebars. I just didn't hold on.
Just reversing for a sec, you mentioned the manifestation that your dad instilled in you, and I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that he had done it. I thought it was a thing that had happened kind of with your generation with that book, The Secret.
No.
That had been passed down because I remember listening to the tape, and I also remember losing. That's why I mentioned it because
Did you manifest losing?
No,
by
you
chance?
have no idea.
I will lose. I will
Listen,
lose. I will
coming in
lose.
second when you're not doing that great and getting all the way to second place is not.
yeah, but I was so confident, Ma. I was honestly just
Well,
like
look
just
what
like
happened after that.
Just hell more second places.
Hello. No.
Just
I
endless
have
second
I have
places
pictures.
after-
I have pictures, trophy.
yeah. Well, I got one trophy.
One thing I love about Pam, and it almost came out right there, is like, dude, she is fiercely like defendant of her children, and I'm sure all moms are, but she's
all
willing
moms
to go.
are.
She's willing to go to bat online for them in person. Like she'll take you to the fucking streets for these kids. You know, I've seen it happen. And
It's true.
You mentioned it before that you don't like the negative side of the internet, and I know. Like my mom does, you've struggled a little bit with that negative attention for your kids. I've seen it beat you up because I've talked to you on the phone at times when things got really bad.
Yep.
Do you feel like is there less bad stuff happening now, or are you just more ready for it to come and less likely to feel that way? Because I remember it really used to hurt you, and I can understand that.
Yeah, I'm conditioned more now, and of course it's still going to happen because they're still Jake and Logan. They're still boys, and they're still under 26 years old. And it's going to happen, and it still does happen, and they're still going to make some poor choices. And sometimes they're going to do things that I disagree should get so much negative attention. But I'm conditioned, and I just kind of don't give a lot of F's
anymore
to these people who make no sense. I know who my kids are.
Are you
Deep down,
upset?
off camera.
Are you upset that Jake stole everything from that mall in Arizona?
Yeah, I wish, I actually went through his
that
bedroom.
was sarcasm.
Yeah,
in case it went over your fucking head.
I told him to give it all back. No, I could not believe that people thought he was looting. Like, seriously, I was getting texts like, oh, Jake's looting in Arizona. I'm like,
that would
do you get a lot of texts from your friends about what they're doing?
Not my friends. My
Yeah,
friends
or
text me
family.
supportive.
Cool.
My family is mostly supportive, but they get worried, just like I do. Our families very much, they care about each other. So they get worried, but then they get more worried about me and how I'm going to, handle stuff. But I did get a couple family text messages that I was like, seriously, you guys need to just back off.
Headlines are fun. We all love a good clickbaity headline, whether we know it's true or not.
Right. You do. I like the truth.
So
nice.
same,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't give a fuck what the truth is.
I know.
It's 2020. It's much more fun to read a headline and be like, yo, fuck these people. Everyone is so.
You know what? Not to interrupt, but to interrupt you, it's not the headline and it's not Twitter people and stuff. It's what happens legally that really just
you
gets
actually
me
run
hard. Gets me so hard.
Well,
I hate it.
I don't know that I'd use that term, but
It gets me like it hits me hard.
yeah, that works.
that's
sure.
that's
I mean,
fine.
and by the way, in 2020, if it gets you hard too, that's fine. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
There's no issue.
Can she chew the gum?
Yeah.
Oh, Blue Chew.
What
Have you been
happens?
eating Blue Chew?
No.
Oh.
But what happens when a girl eats Blue Chew?
Well,
What happens when a boy takes Plan B? I suggested this to Josie for a YouTube video.
we've fallen off a cliff here.
yeah, we have. So let's go back to the.
No, I'm serious. What happened?
Does anyone have an answer? I want an answer. Someone comment below.
I'm sure Google knows.
Dude, can you imagine? Shit. That'd be crazy.
You just cancel all your boys
Wow,
down
I
there.
wanna do it.
Don't do it.
You
Don't do it. I want grandkids someday.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Hey there, viewer. We interrupt this programming to bring you our sponsor. Jade Black is back. Jade Black started out a frustration of being unable to find any high-quality, fashionable frames at affordable prices. Any good quality pair normally cost over $150, and Jade Black has set out to change that. They're made of Italian acetate and polarized lenses, and they sell for $49, and they just restocked their Prism, their blue light blocking collection. It was sold out for over 5 months and has a 10,000-person waiting list. You might ask, why do you need these glasses? So little information right here. Digital devices like a phone, laptop that you use for several hours every day emit blue light that suppresses your body's production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycles. So exposure to this blue light at night makes your body think that it's still daytime, thus making it harder for you to fall asleep. And Jade Black glasses block this light to help you better regulate your melatonin levels and maintain a consistent sleeping pattern. They can also add prescription to their blue light glasses for only $75. Use code Impulsive for 10% off your next purchase. That is code Impulsive. The link for the Jade Black sunglasses are in the description. Back to the episode.
You have taken that hat though, because I've seen it. And obviously, we talk a little bit behind the scenes, and I know how many roles you play. But you do a lot. You do a lot on the legal side too. And I'm curious, and I'm trying to think of the right way to pose this question without anyone saying that it sounded a certain way or not. But what do you believe is the reason why Jake keeps ending up in the scenarios that he does, whereas Logan's been able to stop?
Age, maturity level, and I think Jake has like this magical thinking a little bit. Like, that's not going to get me in trouble. That'll be all right. Oh, I want to do it. Or he goes head first without thinking. And I'm hoping that's going to change. I really, really am. I also think and I'm not talking about this past 6 months. I'm talking in the past, first Team 10 house, the whole thing. The vibe was not, it just got so hyped and out of control. And that just started, when you start manifesting stuff. And I think it just kept building and building, getting worse. And you had to be, there was no good team that said, what are you doing? Stop. This is what's going to happen.
Does he have that now?
Wait a minute. Even if there was, I'm not sure it would have made a whole lot of difference. It got him where he is. Yeah. Like, I don't like it, but some of what went on, but it got him where he is. And I also think is when you're in the news and you're being flashy and stuff and people see that, or Forbes says, Jake and Logan make $20 million a year. There are those people that are going to come after you if you make them mad, and they're going to sue you. So that's what happens.
Do you think one thing that I think we've probably talked to him about before too is as you start to put together a portfolio of positive and beneficial choices in life, I believe that target on your back starts to get smaller and smaller. I personally believe that when you have the target on your back the size of the one that exists on Jake and the size of the one that existed on him in early 2018, any tiny slip up is a trip right back to the gulag.
Agreed.
Right. And
Agreed.
so
yeah.
and
no,
so
agreed.
it's like you know, it's almost like, damn, it'll be nice when the kid gets a little bit of momentum and starts putting together some good choices.
Yeah.
And he'll notice that then there's a lot more room for error. Like if you know, like a little mess up here and there, people were like, yeah, but look at how good he's been doing.
Yeah, it's going to take time. Logan's just getting there now. And Logan's not the one who always had the propensity to get in trouble. He didn't. Ever. And Jake did. He just, that's, you know, that comes from the family background too. Like
Troublemakers.
Troublemakers.
What about our cousin Adam?
Adam,
Levine.
Uncle Dave,
Yeah.
my dad,
Oh no.
grandparents,
Wow.
your dad,
Holy shit.
your dad's brothers.
Oh yeah.
You know, like they're all fun-loving people who just want to just
They're hooligans.
cause
bro.
trouble.
They're all hooligans.
No, that we all were like that. I you know, like I could get in a fight once or twice.
That's a Lakewood mentality, I think.
It could be
That's just where it
also.
was.
It really could be.
Mm.
That's why I like Mac's parents. They're just like me.
Yeah.
We're all
Oh yeah. Because y'all went to the same high school as well.
Yeah.
Me and Mac are pretty deeply intertwined, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
We
Sheesh.
are, yeah.
Should we hit that YouTube rewind button?
Let's do it.
You got one over there.
I'm not gonna go get up ahead.
Oh, that's
if you
okay.
want to, that's
Why? What
No, it's
happens
all right.
when you do that?
I don't-
You
I
go,
just
you go back into the past.
Yeah, we go back into the
Oh.
Zoosh days.
Oh, the Zoosh days.
when we
Damn.
first started
I
making
love
YouTube videos.
that.
What
I
was it
always
like?
just thought that my kids were hilarious. I thought, oh, but I didn't say anything to anyone because it's my kids. I thought I was being prejudiced.
Oh
and
God.
when they wanted to jump out a window, I was like, go ahead.
You weren't concerned about our health and safety, Ma.
No,
the
I
hand
knew
slap.
you could do it.
But I didn't know I could do it.
I
was
knew
just-
you could. You were athletic.
Oh wow.
But when we were making videos
Oh,
like these,
look how cute they are. Oh my God.
surely you didn't think like, wow,
This
my
was
kids,
awesome.
my kids were weird, or
No.
Let me ask you a question.
I did not think you were weird.
I actually want to pick. I have a bone to pick with
That
you.
was weird. No, I'm just kidding. You have a bone to pick with me?
You
What?
saw us making these videos,
Yes.
and I don't think there was besides the fact that you
That was
definitely
at Aunt Shannon's.
facilitated us
Yeah.
with our stuff. I'm not sure you fostered it that much.
What do you mean fostered it?
You let us make the videos.
Uh-huh.
You didn't encourage it.
Right. I
Why?
just let you do what you want because
Why?
you were creative. I don't know. I didn't know anything about making. I'm not a creator.
But
I'm a
surely, like
caretaker.
I've said this, and
I didn't know what you were doing.
But I've said this on this podcast before. Like when I am an adult and a parent, and I notice my kid is taking a liking to something, I'm going to foster his growth to make sure that he's becoming the best at the thing he's doing.
I have to jump in.
I know. No, hold on.
I think
Because I believe that the instincts of children, the instincts of young people, says a lot about who they truly are as people. If you look back at what
No, I agree with
my
that.
interests when
Yeah.
I was a kid, from
Yeah.
like 5 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally doing all of that stuff right now. And I got lucky. I got lucky that I happened. Like, remember when I was an author? I wanted to be an author when I grew up.
Yeah.
Then I wanted to be an athlete.
Yep.
And then I wanted to make then I wanted to be an actor and make videos. And I got lucky that I, in a weird fucking way, have gotten to do all those things. But besides you kind of just letting me do it, like I was leading.
I know I didn't have any clue what. Like wasn't our world.
But you didn't care to,
entertainment?
but you didn't care to
Didn't-
educate yourself at all, or even even.
Well, at the time there was at the time there was so what I was going to say was I want to defend Pam on it just a little bit just because.
Yes,
all right,
it
so
wasn't
so
the- it wasn't a gig.
5 years ago, if your kid was just playing Mortal Kombat all day
Mm-hmm.
or Call of Duty,
But I did
you
that
would-
too.
No. You would maybe you would let it go on, but there's no parent that 5 years ago would have been like, "Hey, you get on that Xbox because in 5 years esports is going to be so popping, and I want you to be on the front wave." No,
That's so true.
her not telling you to stop was the way, but at the time saying to you, "Oh yeah, you keep creating those videos of you walking into a log fort outside and
Right.
you and your brother cutting each other's legs off."
Right.
No, at the time, the parently thing to do was say, "Keep wrestling, get your scholarship, go to school." She did exactly what she should have done as a parent at the time.
Thank you, Mike.
You're asking her to
It's
be.
true.
You're asking her to be a
To go
a
back.
foreseer,
Yeah.
oracle of sorts. Thank you, Andre.
Yes.
To know that the industry's about to take off. No one would fucking know that. That's like
nor
like in
no,
5
yes.
years. In 5
Logan,
years, there
wait
could
till you
be
become a parent. Oh
in
my
5
God.
years there could be competitive masturbating. We don't know that it's not going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to.
But would I
if
say,
you're-
Logan,
yes,
now get down
you
to
get
it
in there
every
and you
day.
bust a nut, son. You got to get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers, kid.
Well, I always
I
wonder,
wasn't that competitive.
like when I came out to LA and I would be with these like these child actors, my first question is like, how did you get into this? How did you, why?
Because they went into
Traditional.
they went the traditional route. Number one, you were never interested in that, or you did not.
I didn't know what it was, Mom. I was
Neither
10 years
did
old.
I.
was
And we
like-
lived in Ohio, and there was nothing going on.
So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, we had a
so
ton of
because there was
extra
a
time.
conscious decision made to just stay in a bubble and
Yeah, I was
decide-
very comfortable there.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Comfortability led to a maybe I could have been, I don't know, something
Better than you are.
something more. Yeah.
Well, look,
seriously.
you broadened my horizons then. Thank you. Because I was perfectly happy in that bubble, and you were good, and it was protective. Like, would I have ever said, "Oh yeah, we need to go out to LA and make Logan and Jake an actor"?
I just think
child
parents need to
actors
start.
got a bad like rap. They seemed like they grew up and then weren't happy. I mean, look at a lot of them.
I just
That
think
was just
parents need to
not-
start thinking a bit more dynamically about how they're raising their children.
All right, well, we're
That's very. I mean, that's very progressive
Easy to
thinking,
say.
and it'll be fun to watch Logan do it. But
Yeah.
you know, the majority, 98%
So
of the
in-
country, are sitting in their city of choice, telling the kids, "Yo, you could do whatever you want to do." But also at the same time, like, go do it. Like, I'm not
you
gonna
have to
sit
do
there.
it, yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and say to you, "Hey, Logan, like, you know, cut off your brother's leg between 3 and 5 today. When you're done cutting his leg off, cut his hand off and make a joke about it for Vine or whatever." Like,
And here's the opposite of that is a lot of parents would have been like, you're not going to make any money sitting there, you know,
That's fucked up.
making
That, yeah,
videos
right.
and whatever and stopping somebody from their goals. Like a lot of parents would be like, no, like I came from an academic family and athletic and that kind of stuff. So it was like, you go to school, you get your good grades. That's how I was raised. That's how you were focused. And that's how you're going to make money and have a stable job. You go to college.
Let me clarify. Let me
statistically,
clarify.
that's
College.
wrong.
Let me
That was
clarify.
definitely in Ohio.
College.
College.
Let me
Yeah.
clarify.
Challenging.
I was always thankful that you let us make videos because I remember the first time we were doing it, like a 9-10-year-old putting a video online about himself is kind of fucking dangerous. Our address like showed up in some of them. We were afraid to show our last name. That's why we
Yeah.
call ourselves Zoosh.
Yep.
I was thankful you let us do that. But in hindsight, as an adult, I've always wondered where the good job, son. How can I help you do the thing that you love to do?
I did do
was-
that. I filmed. I followed you around.
She
I
made
put
mac and cheese.
I made
Always
mac
had
and cheese.
Pop-Tarts in
I-
them.
I
There was a
put
lot of
up
mac
with-
and cheese.
I put like up with you guys constantly, like we said a minute ago, jumping out the window, making a mess, you know, doing things that were kind of dangerous, like riding the bike off the picnic table, or you know,
That's my favorite video.
my
Kid breaks face.
my support in what I thought was me letting you do that, even though most parents probably thought I was crazy.
Pam never said no, but she didn't say go. Right.
Wow.
Like that.
Nice.
Wow,
Nice
wait,
job, Mac. You
well
summed
said.
it up.
I
Well
didn't
said.
But
say
it's not
no.
her fault that she didn't say go. She just didn't know where that go would take you
So
or anything
again,
about that world.
Again, and me as a parent, I see my kids doing these videos. I'm gonna get heavily
Okay,
involved.
but
I'm gonna
now
immerse
you-
myself.
now
of
you
course.
do.
That
Now
is like
you do.
hindsight.
Of course.
No,
Totally.
100%. But
I'm
if
20
you put
at
You
25,
can't blame her.
I'm
She did everything she could as a mom, which is take care of you. Did you do their laundry?
Yeah.
Did you get them to school and cook them food and give them a home to sleep in
Yep.
and all of the above things?
And
that
provided
were
them very
school,
nicely with whatever they
athletics,
needed and wanted.
home
And I was,
care.
yeah, exactly. And not even just the basics. Like I was at every wrestling match,
I've
every
seen the
football
videos.
game, every
I'm not belittling your support. That was unending. It's like quite literally. It's just you did all the things a mom did.
yeah.
This was me as a creator and the insanely optimistic person I am, wondering what would have happened if I did.
I don't know.
If I did take a theater class, which I never did because
Right.
I didn't know what
I
it was.
actually wonder what would happen if you took a theater class too. I look back and wonder that too, but it didn't seem like it was your interest. You worked so hard on school and athletics.
Because that's what I was told to do.
There was a little side.
That's what I was told to do.
I know, but there was that side thing you did that we just thought was fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of time in Ohio to just like do whatever we wanted. So we would go to school, get good grades, then play sports,
Yeah.
do well in sports,
Yeah.
and then after all of that, still have time to make weird little YouTube videos.
I think it's cool that you have that insight and you're going to learn. I mean, no parent.
Well, that's all. That's all it is. That's all it is. I'm sorry if this came off a little bit like an attack. I just like this is a podcast.
I'm not
this
an
is
attack. You wonder.
No,
So you
yeah,
ask the
that's
question.
it. This is a podcast. We talk about
good.
things that I'm positive people will raise their kids different because of what they heard in this podcast.
They definitely will.
That's why we do this.
Yeah.
And also like that
because by the way, you know I fucking love you. I never would have been able to do the fact that you were the one family in Ohio that didn't stop their kids from making these weird cringy ass videos is like why we became who we became.
Exactly.
It also could
I have
lead
no
in
problem.
it also could lead in a different direction too, because you know myself and I know there's a lot of kids out there like me rebel against whatever their parents tell them to do. So in a way, I mean, if you had told me, hey kid, you got a real spirit for these videos, I would have said, wait a second, this is a trick. My parents are telling me to make these videos. So like what one and number two, we don't have to sit here and think like were the right things done? Were all of the right things done on Pam's part? Were all the right things done on GP's part? And I'll tell you why. We have evidence of the product sitting right next to us that says that every single thing, to an extent, that GP and Pam did was exactly fucking right.
I love it. To an extent.
I'm not gonna. Nobody's perfect, right? But like,
got you here.
how are we
Yeah.
gonna sit here and argue about whether it was right or wrong when we're sitting next to the product of the action?
I was just curious. I don't know what wrong is, right is when it comes to parenting. What the fuck do I know? I'm just wondering.
My final thing on it too is parents, and especially moms, I've found, my mom as well, are oftentimes a bit reluctant to push their children towards a new and expanding direction, because let me tell you, if she pushed you and it didn't work out, and she didn't tell you, Logan, go to school, get your highest grades, get that scholarship, wrestle your ass off, and you didn't become the biggest YouTube creator building forts, cutting your brother's leg off, she would regret that for the rest of her fucking life, dude. Like, my parents take that shit very seriously. And that's why, at the end of the day, statistically speaking, school and that pursuit is still the fastest way to get a comfortable living. Are you going to be rich off of it? No, but at the time, she wanted her son to buy a house of his own, have a family in Ohio, in Westlake later on in his life. So
here's a question. Go back and ask me if today I was raising let's say I got pregnant 5 years ago and my kid was turning 5, 6.
You tell me we had a little sibling?
Yeah, let's say you had a sibling.
Wow.
Would I push them in the direction of YouTube and this world and all that?
I bet you would. I bet you would.
Sorry. Would
I bet
you
you
or
would.
no?
Probably.
Well, I'll tell you why you would be dumb not to in this
Right.
individual circumstance, because it's Logan Paul's little brother.
I
He's
know.
gonna play-
Okay, all right, yeah. But still,
By the way, we've had this conversation. I've tried to convince her to not go through menopause in the past, and then get dad's tubes untied and somehow make a baby using a surrogate. I was gonna say something.
What was it?
Go for it.
What did you say? It was something
parents wanting you to take the comfort route and make sure you get your schooling.
Yeah, because if you didn't,
that was another thing. I'm not here to knock school. I'm actually the kid who's gonna say, don't drop out of college.
stay in school.
Pay attention in school and work your fucking ass off. School, above all for me, taught me how to learn. It also taught me how to internalize, focus, set a goal, and achieve it.
Yep.
Like, I really do think
That's what school's for.
Although the schooling system needs a major
Overhaul.
upgrade, and
Yeah.
it's not worthless. The school, you see the entrepreneurs, especially nowadays, YouTubers. My job specifically is contributing towards it. Like, fuck school, fuck college, dude. That sentence rings true for about 1% maybe of people. A lot of people need that typical
structure,
curriculum.
discipline.
Yeah.
and
It
schooling.
gives you the wherewithal to then be able to pursue other things, like you said. It teaches you how to learn and listen.
That's one thing though you did push me in because you knew it. You knew if my kid does well in school, I bet he'll be more likely to succeed.
Yes.
School and sports, you did push me.
Yep.
But I also understand, even just talking about it now, because like who knew what YouTube was going to become? We thought it was a hobby.
Yeah.
I guess now knowing this generation that like quite literally anything is possible. Like we know that now. Like Donald Trump is president. Literally any fucking thing is possible. That's maybe why I'm have adopted this mindset
Now,
of like
nowadays,
if I notice my kid is drawing at a young age, like I'm gonna get him an easel and a canvas, and you did those two things too,
right? When you got your magic, you know, you had your head injury, and you picked your magic. I got you all the magic tricks,
yeah.
And when you wanted a parrot, I took you to the store and you bought a parrot. And when you know, like
Maverick the parrot. Remember when we got him?
Oh, you were with him?
Love Maverick.
She was with him.
I was with him.
Wow.
Here's my question, because you're kind of like walking back what you were saying. Did you guys ever have an open conversation about Logan's interest in YouTube or being a content creator?
That's what I'm saying.
Never. I literally didn't know what YouTube was.
So
until
if you never told your mom that you liked that you were doing this thing,
well,
and
she
you just
knew.
did
I'm
it,
sure.
of course, you
just
knew
by
that
then.
he liked it. But if you never explicitly said, how is she supposed to know that you were like, oh wow, I really like this thing and it's giving me so much fun and excitement?
I didn't pick up that was more interesting to you, or possibly more interesting
than just a hobby.
When I made the
compared
phone
to
call
school.
in college, about 6 months through my first year, and I said, "Mom, I don't know if I'm coming back next year. I'm gonna do you a solid. I'm gonna finish this first year.
Yeah.
with the 4.0. By the way, goddamn, watch me.
I know you did.
Were you scared?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I was.
I was making money on Vine by then.
I know. I wasn't scared about money. It was giving up an opportunity, like getting a college education for free, that you got a scholarship, and it was 4 years. You know, and again, I was raised in an academic household, so it was like that college degree be pretty important. But I remember Uncle Dave saying, when you got your first brand deal, and we were up at Lake Winnipesaukee, and Uncle Dave said, he ain't going back to school.
He said he called it.
Oh, he ain't going to college is what
Wow,
he said.
he
This
said
is
that?
before you entered college,
That
like
was-
the summer
yeah.
between. And I was like, Uncle Dave, don't you dare say that. And he's the most educated, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, but he's also a genius, so he called it.
Wow.
That boy ain't going to college. Who is this?
No, Uncle Dave's a legend. He's probably the most
really?
legendary in our whole family.
really?
Yeah. No, he's a legend, bro.
Yeah, my
Work with the
dad's brother.
Rockefellers, big money type of guy.
I was gonna say I don't want to distract or detract from your point either, because you are right. Like I would encourage young parents out there nowadays to go ahead and foster those creative pursuits.
There's so many.
Well, I get that.
now.
I'm not saying that you could have done a better job or
No,
anything.
no,
but
I'm
to
saying
his
now.
point,
Yeah.
but to his point, you know, like yeah, go out there and push your kids to try new shit. Go out there and facilitate and help cultivate those new interests that they have. And then the other thing, when we were talking about school, at the very least, school can be a fallback. One thing about this kid and his brother that no one will argue and people talk about, and some people don't get it, I don't think truly get it, is these kids work their asses off. I mean, and I'm around all the creators. I'm around all the fucking creators. We know all of them. These kids, and I can speak about him mostly, work from the second they get up to the second they go to bed. And the reason why that's important is because the advice I would give to the person out there who is in school but is like, but I could drop out of college, and that's what the YouTubers are telling me and the business guys are telling me, to drop out of college so I could pursue something else. No. That's not how it works. You do both.
Yes.
You do both. You go to school, you go to your classes, you get your 4.3 or your 4.0 or whatever your GPA or QPA is at your school. You leave and you get back on the fucking computer at 6 p.m. and you work till 2 a.m. You get up. That's how you do it.
Yep.
Everybody that has anything in this world right now grinded till they couldn't fucking grind anymore.
Right.
I never left a single job behind until the next one was lined up and making more money than the one before it. And that's when I stepped away. It was never, oh, I'm going to give up this $100,000 a year job with 401k and benefits and take my chances in Los Angeles.
Right.
No, it was when the job in Los Angeles is locked, then I give my 6 months or my 2 weeks or whatever.
No, that's good advice. And
I was gonna say, I noticed that about you. I had this epiphany the other day. Actually, I admire that you've been so good at always having that fallback. And it's interesting because for you specifically, the thing that you took the leap on had always worked. I think it's like a personality thing, but you're the king at like doing a bunch of different things.
Diversify.
Yeah, because
it's the king.
Yeah.
It's the king of everything. Diversify your revenue streams, your work, everything. If me and Lana broke up tomorrow and views were down to 1 million views a video or the channel crumbled or the YouTube deplatformed, I got 46 other fucking things that I could do, and I could say without a shadow of a doubt, I will be hot forever in something, Whether it's authoring books, making movies, working with Logan Paul on the Maverick team, building a new diversify. You should be getting money from everybody, dude.
That's good advice.
Everybody. Not just one thing. It's not, yo, I'm giving up everything and doing one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways.
Here we are, ma.
Here we are.
Who'd the hard work come from? GP.
Yeah.
Had to be GP.
You gotta admit.
No.
Both
Yeah,
you
I
guys?
was just going to say, no, Greg definitely is a very hard worker and very, confident, always thinking of the next thing and how to sustain, for sure. It's actually I remember sitting in the front seat of his car driving when we were first dating. It was one of the first things that I really admired about him. There was no other person that I dated who I don't even know they had a job. Number one, Greg was already like working and painting and roofing and stuff like that. It was very attractive to know that somebody had some, like, I don't know, goals.
Yeah, some drive.
And some drive.
Yeah.
The kids our age weren't really like that, but I was raised like that. I've have a job since I was 12 years old.
Yeah,
delivering newspapers and
Same.
cleaning office
Same.
buildings
Yep.
and running the elevator and counting ads in the trading times and babysitting and still coming home and having to make the dinner and stuff because my parents were divorced and, gymnastics and stuff. So yeah, we were driven, but both our families were like that. So, our kids saw it, but GP is definitely very into
The workhorse.
He's a workhorse for sure. I work hard, but I also like my tennis. I like. I do like.
And thank God. Good,
No,
good,
that's what
of
I
course.
put work into.
She's for all the tennis players out there. My mother is a 4.5. Is that
Oh
correct?
no, I'm 4.0.
Wait, I thought you were 4.5.
She might have been
I
at one
play
point.
up on 4.5 sometimes, but
My
I'm
mom's a
4.0.
4.0 too. You guys should
Is
play.
she? No
Absolutely.
way.
I
Absolutely.
totally want to
Wow.
meet your
She's
mom.
been playing since I was a
You've never met her?
child.
No, I've never met Robin.
Amara called you Robin yesterday.
By accident.
Somehow she confused her boyfriend's mom for her boyfriend's best friend's mom. That one seemed weird.
No, it just came out.
What are your thoughts on that little lady? On my sweet
Lana's
beloved.
just so sweet.
Have you seen her work?
No,
Are you interested?
no.
So the reason I bring it up.
Don't push her into that category all the time.
Fantastic. Thank
My
you.
gosh, she's a different person than that. I mean, yes, that's her past and stuff, but that's just, I like looking and learning about her as she is now because that's
Everyone agrees.
How I know her.
She's a sweetheart.
It's
She's
a big
really sweet.
it's a big topic right now, and the reason I brought it up is for the past couple days, Mia Khalifa has been in the news, and she's got a similar story to Amara or Lana, whatever you want to call her. She worked in the industry for a little bit herself, only a matter of months, made very little money, whereas obviously Lana made a lot. And when Mia left, she now is out of the industry for 5 years, has a husband. Has a fiance, but continues to suffer under attacks because of the choices of her past. And listen, I'm not going to tell people that they won't have to live with the decisions they make, but also it's just at what point, like coming from me, obviously, for someone who has done the terrible and traumatic things that I've done in my past, I've been awarded a second chance.
Yep, I read your book.
Thank you. And so that makes me feel very good. And it makes me feel kind of upset that people have to continue to go through that, and I believe my guess, and I want to hear about it from you, is that it's a certain person that has, the desire to make those jokes and keep people boxed up like that. I'm a little bit more of a liberal of a person. If you've made mistakes in your past, no matter what they are, I am always willing to give people a second chance and look at them as the person they are today. But
why shouldn't we give people a second chance?
I'll tell you why.
Why?
I'll tell you why right now, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. You're only as good as the last big thing you did. Unfortunately, it's the way the world works.
That's true. That's true.
So I was that dude who did that thing in Japan.
I know, but you
until
should
I
get
turned my life around
Yeah.
and made my content really good and made a
Yeah.
podcast that people
Well,
enjoyed
that's your
watching because I
second
actually have
chance.
a brain. Right, but it's not like it was handed to me.
No,
I
I don't mean
said,
just.
all I asked for. I said this at the
You have to earn
end
it.
of my speech after the tie against KSI in the boxing match. It was in the Maverick documentary. I said, "I'm not asking to be forgiven. I'm asking for a chance, or I'm asking to earn the chance to be forgiven."
Yeah.
I get that.
I believe I earned that, and then slowly through a very strategic, meticulous, somewhat difficult evolution, but a good one, it happened, and I can feel that now. Mia Khalifa, I totally get what she's saying, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Even Amara, but
Amara
has leveled up.
So
Amara
has
gone to the next level.
And now, you know, you if you look Lana Rhoades or Amara up on Google because of me and also because of him, the majority of the hits now are YouTube videos. And so when you watch this extremely, extremely sweet, down-to-earth, level-headed, supportive, and beautiful girl, it takes a very certain person to then dilute that person down to their worst mistakes in life. She's not proud of the stuff she did in the past. She wishes she hadn't done it. She got tied up in an industry that is disgusting. The shit that the agents say, you're going to fucking do this scene today or your ass is out of the fucking... I mean, I've heard horror stories of what goes on in that industry.
Pam said it earlier in the show. Now I'm forgetting.
That's all right.
Dang it.
We'll give you a second chance.
I said a few things.
No, I had it.
You'll pull it back. But honestly, it's been you know, it was tough for me at first, but also, you know, like she's come to terms with it. And now, you know, soon enough she'll be meeting my mom. And my mom is very similar to me. She's like, listen, I don't give a fuck what this girl did in the past. I don't care. If she treats you well and you guys love each other and you're both happy, then who gives a fuck what anybody else has to say about it? And that's the way my mom thinks of it. You know, like she's very liberal. She doesn't care. And I've said it multiple times on other shows too. And Logan, this is my favorite talking point for Logan. People, all these guys out there, first of all, the majority of them are the same guys that jerk off first and then they go and talk shit about her. Yeah. But they all to her porn and then they go talk shit about how she's so disgusting. But the funnier part of it is the funnier part of it is they also are these guys that think that all the other girls out there are perfect. And don't have that past because it's not, there's no video evidence.
Sam, you said earlier in the show, once those people are perfect, then they can start being haters, right?
Exactly.
But I got a question. Your boys both have controversial pasts. What's something that you want to see for their future?
Ooh, I know. I pray about this a lot. I stare at their photos at my bedside with my little
shrine
Bible. Yeah, my little shrine.
Peanut
it
butter
is a shrine.
sculptures?
Yeah, it's got the palms and stuff and Palm Sunday and the cross. And I prayed for this before they were even born when I was praying to get pregnant. It's that they grow up to be responsible, respectful, and make a difference for the good of the world. Now, that's a very broad statement, but I've said it since literally, they were a thought in my head. And I still say it every day. And then I get specific. I really enjoy, and my greatest joy comes from when they help children.
Really?
When they help children who need, self-esteem boosting, and they need comedy, and they need to meet you or Jake because, they're dying and that's their dying wish. And that is the greatest joy. I mean, helping other people, and especially kids and sick kids. I would love to start like a foundation for sick kids, but I know it's been done and all that, but I'm a nurse.
Call it the Logan and Jake Paul's Mom Foundation. We'll just come and meet all of them, make videos.
How about the family?
I love it.
You already have it.
The family foundation. But to make a difference to children and to inspire them, because certainly this world needs the next generation of kids to be amazing. Like
needs. I've said this before. I think Generation Z is going to be hopefully the generation that starts to flip this world.
Your generation
the
is
direction.
making noise and trying to do it. But it's going to take years. And so this next generation, if you, Jake, Mike, Mac, and anyone in your team that helps from behind the scenes, not just you guys, can help make that happen. It is so important.
He and to his I don't know. He already obviously does a decent chunk of it. He's actually supposed to have a Make-A-Wish call after this episode today, and I've always been a huge. I've always been so proud to watch him do those things in the past.
Best. Yeah.
I actually. I'll speak for myself. I'm underdeveloped there myself. I should be. I mean, obviously, like the book has been great, and but that's not. It's just not
it's
enough.
A start.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't do it all. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
And you had to fix yourself to get to where you are, to write the book, to inspire other people, and it's just going to continue.
Yesterday I was on my road bike because that's what I do for exercise. I like to ride my Cannondale, and it helped me lose a lot of weight, and also helped me to clear my mind a lot because you're no distractions. You got to focus on the road. You're just focusing on your pedals and on your legs.
Yep.
And it got me to thinking, it was one of the things that really helped me in my early recovery. And I was thinking about maybe putting together a program to get addicts bikes.
That's cool as fuck.
That would be cool.
Because
Mike's
Mike's
Bikes.
Bikes.
Mac, you in the nomenclature is amazing.
Mike's Bikes.
That's incredible.
I'm a word guy for sure.
You
That
are.
is amazing.
Mike.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because people do need a second focus. Whenever I reach out to fans or they reach to me and I talk back, it's what, they want to know my advice or what the kids would say. It's always about taking care of your body first, getting the exercise. It's for stress, anxiety, depression, anything. Forget the drugs, forget smoking weed to get feeling, calmer and stuff. Have you been exercising?
He hasn't.
No.
I've been giving him Pam. I've been giving him a lot of shit.
I was over
I've
there
been giving him
listening
a lot
to
of shit.
you saying how you're having anxiety and stuff. Logan, you never had anxiety. You don't. You have anxiety probably from smoking too much weed and maybe the environment of Corona and everybody's nerve. Everybody has a little more anxiety than they did have, but covering it up with artificial means is not good. And then overdoing it, again, there's moderation, there's balance. I cannot believe you haven't been exercising.
Not at all.
Like I exercise twice a day during coronavirus. I also drink 2 glasses of wine.
That's fine. I mean, the doctor kind of orders that.
No,
right.
But the point is, everyone's doing, like staying inside, maybe eating more, maybe drinking more. But why aren't you exercising?
Why would I?
All of you should be.
Why?
You are.
I exercise
because
every day.
I go back to the subject of depression and anxiety and stuff, and getting your body healthy prevents and helps reduce anxiidity.
It is the largest individual
It's the
dumper
psychological-
of positive
your
neurotransmitters in the
serotonin,
world,
your
and that's why.
dopamine. You're like I'm no scientist, but you just go out and go for a run and come back and realize how good you feel.
I don't disagree. The reason I ask why would I, and I'm just kind of like picking your brain, is because aesthetically, for whatever reason, I fell into this like pretty good looking body.
Oh, it's not about looks at all.
It's not.
So it's not, right?
Yeah,
so it's
not
not.
at all.
No.
So a lot of people would disagree and tell you they work out to look good. I'm not there. That's not what I'm saying. So now, you're telling me I should work out to not have one anxiety attack that I had my whole life?
No, just in general, just to help your whole outlook on life. Anxiety, if you're...
But here's the problem that I fall into.
If you're feeling a little stressed or you need a distraction.
I take an hour out of my day. When I work out, I get hot, I get red, I get flushed. When I'm hot and red and flushed, it translates on camera. I now have less energy to put into my content.
That's true.
And when I was vlogging every day in 2017, I was finally catching like that serious momentum. I also noticed I stopped working out. And I was able to put more energy into my content, which in turn built the empire around me.
Okay.
So now that I'm back on this like extreme content machine that in this particular wave doesn't involve a boxing match yet. I'm like I said, I'm not good at moderation. I'm good at attacking
I was
one thing
literally
fucking
just gonna say
head
that.
on.
But that's
Logan,
not always that's not always positive either.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right.
You know, I mean,
working out to the point where you're red and you're sweating, you just go walk on the treadmill.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go hard, and you just said I don't do anything in moderation. Maybe you need to learn to do something in moderation a little bit.
But
Just a little.
I'm more afraid of the man who's practiced one kick 1,000 times than the man who's practiced 1,000 kicks one time each. Do you hear what I'm saying?
What are you practicing or not practicing?
The one thing I've practiced 1,000 times is creating the best content in the world.
This is
do that.
This is that statement I made earlier where the person's like, I want to make it big in LA, so I'm leaving college.
Mm-hmm.
You think every day happens to work out perfectly for me to get a 20-mile ride in? I fit that shit the fuck in. If I got a podcast early, I'm riding late. If I got a podcast late, I'm riding early. If I got content to put out the next day, business plan meetings with you, it all has to work into the schedule. I think I'm not telling you to work out. I don't think she's telling you to work out to avoid the one anxiety attack. I think what you're doing is you're stunting your available growth and neurotransmitter happy drugs. You're when you get out there and you start getting active, whether it's yoga,
Yeah.
I don't even give a fuck if you
No,
just
it could
go
be
and do
yoga.
yoga.
It could be.
It's flexing that
when
brain.
I'm done with my workouts,
Yeah.
I'm fucking
You
exhausted.
work out like
I
a
have
psychopath.
nothing
I'm
left
not
to
talking
give.
about that. You work out. You're used to your boxing workout.
I'm not
talking
about that either.
Just anything to
Do
get
a
the
dance
muscles.
class for crying out loud.
I'll do a dance class any day. Mind you, I'm still really active.
I have
I'm
a guy. No freebies until he lets me come dance with him. But I'll show you who he is, and it's so fun.
Is that the one you were dancing with Jake?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was no.
Okay.
This is online through YouTube. We found.
By the way, I'm not proud of this mentality. I'm just iterating my thoughts
Yeah.
and like why. I'm also really good. Y'all know this at justifying bullshit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
I'm just trying to tell myself like this is not good.
I was just gonna say excuses.
They're
Is anyone
excuses. I'm gonna start
hearing
working out again.
This has been such an important topic, which is why I brought up Mike's bikes. It's been such an important topic for me to get to the addict, okay? Because the addict or the person who's dealing with any struggle, whether it's some sort of mental depression, anxiety, whatever, or an addiction, they come out of addiction or in their daily struggle missing those chemicals that make them feel good. And so they look for crutches or they overeat or whatever.
Yeah.
And when I found out what it felt like to even sweat for 5 minutes, anything, just go outside, walk 100 laps on a track. Mac loves walking. It's one of his favorite fucking things.
Yeah.
When I started to get on the bike, I wouldn't get home drenched in sweat. I would come home, I would have a nice gloss on me, and I would feel more at ease.
Right.
In my life.
Right. You don't go so hard that you're exhausted.
Maybe I'll start with a quick 2-3 mile jog every day. Which by the way I can
2-3 miles.
Bruh, I bet you.
Start with a mile.
I'll bet you.
Oh, you'd crush it.
You heard it here first on Impulsive. I could run a 6-minute mile,
I'm sure.
a 5-minute 30-second mile right now if I walked outside.
I will bet you $100 that you can't do that.
Which
right now.
one?
Oh my
5:30 or
God.
6?
5:30. You said 5:30. I'm taking that one. Duh.
Yeah,
$100?
Jake just ran that.
$100,
He's-
0% chance you could do it.
Isn't Jake a better
without
runner
doubt.
than him too, or no?
No, I think
over
he is.
distance.
Over
He is. I've
distance.
seen
No
Jake
way.
run. Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
He
Okay,
is.
I didn't know that.
But it's so funny, like immediately, like I'm like, yo,
No
get out
way.
there and do something. He goes straight to, I guarantee you I can run a 5 fucking
no way.
flat.
Exactly.
Because it's not like I'm out of shape.
No,
Yes,
you're
you
not.
are. You
Hey.
might not look out of shape. But you're
5-minute
out of
30-second
shape.
mile?
Yeah.
Shake my fucking hand. $100 I could do it. We're going right after this podcast.
All right, you're fucked.
Oh, I can't wait to do this.
I love this. I love this.
But this is what I'm talking about. It's called moderation. Forget that this is funny and I want you to do it. But just go out and run 1 mile or jump in the pool.
I will run 1 mile
laps or-
under 5:30. That's an 11 mile an hour pace. Whew.
Wait.
And it's
it
hot
is?
out.
It's that?
And
It's I think it's 12.
Ugh.
I mean, that's extremely
5.
fast, isn't it? I mean, it's pretty. Oh,
Yeah, it's fast.
No, it's 11. It's 11. Sorry.
No, it's
It's
fast.
fast. I saw Jake do that for 2 miles once on a treadmill, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah, he's sharp. Jake could do it. But all I'm saying is I don't think I'm out of shape. Maybe I am. We'll
You
see.
know, you can be
this will
fat
be a good
on the
indicator.
inside.
There's no chance. That's all I gotta say.
Sheesh.
But also, just go back to mom advice here is you got to work out a little bit. Just do something fun.
just something.
Just something.
I did a backflip the other day.
That's true.
I saw in the ring.
Yeah, if I do enough of those, I'm sure I could probably get some sort
Probably could hurt yourself
I've been-
because you haven't warmed up.
I've been trying to get him on the bike with me, and he won't do it.
I got weak legs, ma.
But they'll get stronger.
Because my knee injuries.
I know, and I don't love the bike for you. I don't like street biking. I know too many people who get
really?
hit by a car.
Oh, you're talking
are
about
dead.
riding the bike on the street?
Yes.
There's a lot of paths around here, but I do agree. I mean, I have to spend about 15 to 20 minutes a day getting to
Just
the
getting to
paths,
there,
and
yeah.
it is horrifying because
scary.
everybody's fucking texting.
People don't pay attention.
We could definitely
at
all find some more discipline together and all start working out together because it's actually a lot of fun.
Why don't we
It'd be
put a
so
bunch
much
of
fun.
stationary bikes in the back of a trailer and Milton can pull us around Encino, down Ventura?
That
wherever.
sounds actually hilarious and be a lot of fun.
That'd be
We
fun.
could do it.
That would be fun.
Yeah, just for fun stuff.
We should like a Soul Cycle on the go.
Yeah.
I might be onto something
Right,
here. We got
yeah.
like Mike's bikes. We got the
Mike's
Soul Cycle
bikes.
on the go.
We don't even need Milt to drag us. We could do one of those ones where you pedal and it propels the vehicle. Do you know what I'm saying? So we all, you know,
The
the ones.
Flintstones.
Yeah.
The Flintstones?
Yeah, like a Flintstones. Also, another thing, and I think it would be cool for you to maybe do this with your mom, and me and Matt could take the one behind you. Right at the place I always cycle, they have the pedal ducks, the swans.
Oh.
Where you swan around the pond.
That'd be
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
That'd be nice.
See,
You and
that's
your mom could
exercise.
spend some time together.
Well, we did the tandem bike yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't want to remind you, but I'm on my way home and I hear this. I'm like, what the fuck is that? No, Mom, you good?
Cycling's?
No, I
Damn,
have a
Joe.
reason because Logan doesn't know how to switch gears, and he had it in the high gear going uphill, and he's pedaling with his legs, and I'm pedaling with my short little legs, and I was like, something's wrong here because like I do work out, but it was hot.
It was hard.
So we stopped for a second. I caught my breath, get back on, and Logan puts it down into the low gear, made it home. And the whole rest of the way was uphill.
I can't wait to run this mile.
I can't. Do we have footage?
Yo,
of
I'm
that?
gonna be on God, I'm gonna be cramping like a motherfucker
Yeah,
in my
you are.
calves.
I don't
Just
know why
stretch,
you
make sure
think
you
you could do
stretch.
that.
I
That's,
know.
that's my
I'm
only
not
thing.
sure why you agreed
We're
to
vlogging
that. I don't know why you agreed to that, but
And we'll give the feedback on the next episode too,
Yeah.
as if we completed the mile
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'll
completed the mile is a good
Oh,
one.
at
Because if
5:30.
you're doing a 5:30 pace, it's possible that you don't even finish the mile. I'm just like,
yeah.
you don't
You're
even know
starting off
how
at a
hard that is
sprint,
right
bro.
now.
Right.
For you not running for the past, I don't know, 2.5 months.
Right.
You're in
And
trouble.
smoking.
Oh my god.
Oh, it seems like all the smoking has made Logan forget that he smokes weed now.
Yeah. No, it's made him forget that you can't just go out and run a 5:30 mile.
That's all right. That's
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll cycle it while you're
Do it.
running.
Let's go.
I'll
Let's
drive.
go to a track after. How long have we been going? All right,
yeah.
let's
Can
cut
I drop one more thing?
Sure.
As you're watching this, the Varsity Blues drop, shopthenightshift.com. You got fucking shirts, shorts, all on Champion Goods. Go check it out if you'd like to. I'm not telling you have to do it, but if
You don't
want
have
to,
to.
go check it
Yeah,
out.
whatever you feel.
You do whatever.
Mom, you're a sweetheart.
Thank you.
And I want to thank you for coming on my show and let me talk shit to you.
It was my pleasure, sort of.
So she'll be here till Monday. I'm taking her to the ranch, which should be fun. It's
Can't wait.
everyone said it's the best purchase I've ever made. So
Really?
yeah, it's exciting to be able to show
I
something.
know.
like
I'm
that.
very excited.
Yeah, it's gonna.
You got to
fun.
be proud of him.
I am.
Thank
gotta be
Mom.
proud of
I
him.
love you.
What about her?
Me too.
Does she do her socials?
Yeah. What? Good morning, Pamela. Like, where can they follow you on Instagram?
Good morning, Pamela. So I'm not vlogging, as you know, but my Instagram is Pam_Stepnick.
Still got
And
the
I am
underscore in there.
TikToking with my niece Taylor, which has been a ball. Making dances.
You don't have to go watch those.
Oh, it's fun. TikTok's fun.
Thanks, Pam. We love you so
I
much.
love Pam, dude. You're
Wait, you
honestly
guys
my
don't like
second favorite
TikTok?
mom, dude.
no, it's you know.
Listen, you're doing TikTok.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When we have to.
Listen, I don't really care about TikTok. It's just fun dancing.
You ever think about moving into a TikTok house?
No. Ew.
But